morning, everybody. I'm back in my kitchen today, having my tea. So I'm glad you joined me this morning. I just wanted to clarify something. I done a video yesterday evening. I was hiding in my bathroom doing my video, and I watched that back last night, and I thought, that seems kind of harsh. It seemed like I was just kind of maybe nagging about my husband or something. I didn't mean that at all. I love my husband dearly. I just wanted to clarify, when you do a video, you want complete quiet and you want to be by yourself. And sometimes it's hard, to get that quiet. And that's kind of what I meant. My husband, he doesn't know anything about technology and he doesn't want to know. He doesn't understand when you do a video, it can pick up background noises and everything, the least little noises. And even if he's in another room, and he's watching the TV or something and turns that volume up, it will pick it up. Or if you drop something, which he does often, and anything like that, it will pick it up. Or like I said, if I'm here in the kitchen and he just happens to walk through, he may just walk through and be on the camera. He doesn't understand anything about videos, YouTube, or anything like that. So that's just what I was talking about. I just needed that privacy when I do my videos, and sometimes I do have to just go hide out, in the bathroom and do a video. My husband, he's a sweetheart, and I love him dearly, and I would never, really say anything bad about him. So I just want to clear that up. That kind of got on my mind. Anyway, but I was sitting here this morning, drinking my tea and reading some in my Bible. And I was reading in Philippians 4, chapter 4, and two verses that really, stood out to me and encouraged me. And I thought I would read them to you and encourage you as well. Chapter 4 and verses 6 and 7. It says, "Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passes all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus." So that really lifted me up this morning. That lets me know that we don't need to worry about anything. Instead, we just need to pray about everything. And I know as, humans, it's hard not to worry. That's our human nature, is to worry. But this tells us that we really don't need to worry. But we just need to pray about everything that we go through in life. And I do. Everything that I encounter, I pray about it. And I just take it to the Lord. And we just need to tell God what we need. And just thank Him for everything that He's done for us. No matter how small it may be, we just need to give Him thanks. And then we're going to experience God's peace when we start doing that. And His peace, it exceeds everything that we can ever understand. And these scriptures have really helped me this morning because, I've been going through some things in my life that I really have been taking to Him, and I need His help with. And I believe He led me to these chapters today. So I hope that these verses today, I hope these lift you up too. So I just want to share that with you this morning. So I was trying to sit here also and think, what I'm going to have for supper today. Sometimes I plan early and sometimes I just wing it. I talked on my video too that, as I'm getting older, I'm just getting less enthused about cooking. But I think some of it is just not knowing what to fix. It just gets boring sometimes. So I picked up two of my cookbooks off my shelf this morning. I got several cookbooks, but one of them I've used a whole lot. And it's one of the church cookbooks. These church cookbooks that you can get. They have some of the best recipes in it. The church ladies, they can really cook. And so I thought I would just go through it a little while this morning before I got busy and started on my day. And see just what kind of recipes, some quick and easy recipes that I already had ingredients for here that I could make. Maybe try to plan a menu for the week. I'm kind of a wing it person, you know, just day by day I'll get up and say, okay, this is what I might fix today. But I was wondering if maybe if I kind of made a menu for the week, if that would help me out. I've done it before, and it just seems like I can't never stick to it. I may stick to it for a week or two, and then I just go back to my old ways of just winging it day by day. I don't know if I do better that way or not, but I thought I would just look for the recipe books today and or this morning and see what they had that might catch my eye. That might be, like I said, simple and easy. And another one is this one is from the school. I think my sister, when her little girl was in primary school, they had her class had made a bunch of recipes up and put it into a book for like a fundraiser. And I've had this for several years because her little girl's in her 30s now. And so I thought I might go through it today too and see. There's a chicken casserole in here. I don't know. I'll just go through it and see what I might be able to find. But yeah, it's just getting a chore to cook anymore. And today is going to be a scorcher. I know it's a scorcher. It seems like just about everywhere in the United States now. The temperature is really rising. It was like almost 90 yesterday here, and it's going to be even hotter today. I said that I think it's so hot out there that the chickens are actually picking up worms with pot holders today, or going to be anyway. But it's a good day to wash clothes and hang out on the line. You know, I still hang out clothes on the clothesline. We have a clothesline out there with 3 big lines, and I love doing that. We grew up, and my mother did. You know, she hung out clothes on the lines, and we would help her. And I still do that today, and I love it. There's nothing like, you know, hanging your sheets out there and letting the wind blow them dry and bring them in, put them on the bed. And so I may do that this morning, is go ahead, and it won't take long for the clothes to dry out there, as hot as it's going to be today. And I may try to get some porch sitting in, but I better do it before it gets too hot in the day. But, you know, after all winter, we had a really cold winter. In spring, it was so cold and rainy, and I thought summer was never going to get here, but now it's here, and it's hot. But, you know, I can deal with the heat. I used to say, you know, it can't get too hot for me, but, you know, it can, but I can actually deal with it pretty good. Now, my husband, he can't. He is just, we're just different like that. I freeze a lot and stay cold. Even in the summertime, I can't stand a lot of air conditioner. Even when I go to the stores, I may take me a light wrap or sweater because I freeze. But my husband, in the dead of the winter, it could be almost 0 degrees and a blizzard out there, and he doesn't wear a coat, and he will wear short sleeves. And I don't know how he can do that. That just freezes me to death. But yeah, it's going to be a scorcher out there today. So I probably will, after I do this video, start some laundry and hang it out there on the line today. And it saves on your electricity too if you can, you know, hang your clothes out and not use your dryer so much. Sometimes I'll bring them in because sometimes they're a little stiff out there. You know, after they hang, I may put them in a dryer about 5 minutes and soften them up a little bit. But yeah, you know, I remember back years ago, my mother, she would hang her clothes out on the line, even up into late fall and early winter. Sometimes we would go out there and gather clothes, and they would be so stiff that when we would bring them in, they would just about stand up. You could just stand them up by themselves. And she would string clotheslines out in our house. I remember she had clotheslines, and we would hang them up, and they would just be so stiff and everything. And if you would walk through the house, you would have to be careful. They'd about knock you out. They really would. But But yeah, I think about that so many times. The things that we did growing up and everything, hanging those clothes on lines in the house, and we would go through and we would have to duck down up under them and everything. So so many things were they were so different back then than what they are now. We've got out a lot of the things that we used to do back then, but like I said, I still do hang my clothes out, and I just love it. And I think about my mom a lot when I'm out there hanging them up on the line. And my husband, surprisingly enough, he loves to hang clothes out. Sometimes I will get up or go through the house and I'll hear the washing machine going. And as for a man, he loves to do laundry. I think sometimes he does it more than I do. And he will hang the clothes out on the line, and I'll go out there and help him. And sometimes he'll tell me, he'll say, "You're not hanging them upright." I'm like, "I've done this all my life, and you're telling me I'm not hanging the clothes upright?" He'll say, "This is how I was taught to do it." And I'm thinking, we get these little spats sometimes, and I'll say, "So you're telling me that my mother didn't teach me to hang clothes upright?" But we just have this little banter back and forth. But I just think it's amazing how he's a man, but he loves to do laundry and hang it out. But I'm not complaining, not at all. If he wants to do laundry, he can do laundry every day, all day long if he wants to. Yeah, I just wish he would learn to cook. Yeah, that would be great if he would learn to cook. He could have at it. But anyway, I have just rambled on about anything and nothing. But I hope you have a great day today and where you're at. And I hope it's just not, the heat is just not stifling like it's going to be here today. And I hope your day is blessed. And I really hope something good happens to you today. So God loves you and I love you, and have a good day.